Welcome to the Gangcast, aka the Games and Not Games podcast. I'm Janet Garcia, and joining me, as always, is Isaiah Smith.
Hello.
How are you today, Isaiah?
Oh man, we're off to a fantastic start.
Yeah. You're fighting the Google Doc demons?
I'm fighting Google has both the best and worst apps I've ever had to use. It's like the second you have more than one account, which I have a dozen. I have at least like 3 of my own between like professional and personal and stuff like that. But then you add in stuff like, you know, accounts for the show and for different organizations and things like that. It's just a clusterfuck when you're trying to like open. I want to open a link in Safari or, you know, on the iPad, but it's like trying to open the app, but the app is logged in as a different account. And so I can't have access. When I try to just open in background, it still opens up the app. It's the
thing that drives me up the wall.
Crazy.
It's none of that stuff because I do everything on my laptop. I got to be honest. I think the iPad can't handle that kind of stuff.
It's just a browser. Just open it in a new tab.
I don't know why the iPad can't do it, but I just know it can't because I don't have these problems on my laptop. These are iPad problems. But the thing that drives me up the wall is on my phone. When I am clicking, specifically, I think this is like an Instagram thing. When I click like, let's say I'm like on someone's TikTok and I go to their page and I'm like, oh, let me click their link in bio. It takes me to like their link tree or the card or whatever. I think it has a bunch of links. Then I click their Instagram and what opens up is a thing that says like, you can't view Instagram. You got to open up the app. And I have the Instagram app. So I hit open the app and it like just doesn't open the app.
Yeah.
And it's like I have to end up, you know, like a caveman going and seeing what's their Instagram handle through like the pop. And also there's that big pop up because God forbid that someone doesn't have Zuckerberg's app installed. You know what I mean? Like this Instagram is like one of the most antagonistic platforms in terms of like, you want to look at anything on here, you cannot look at a singular photograph on Instagram if you are not logged in on Instagram.
Yep.
But yeah, and it's like that weird, it won't open it, but like, and then I don't know, and you explained it to me once on what that is, but I don't know what's going on.
What I think it is that a lot of apps, because they want to keep you in their app where they can control the ads and you know, there's no ad blockers in app. You know what I mean? When you're scrolling TikTok or Instagram or whatever,
right, on
their app, you can't block their ads. And so they want to keep you there. And so when you click on a link, they just open a in-app browser window, which is not like your native, whatever default browser you have. It's like a weird one so that you don't leave their ecosystem. Yeah. They can bring you back when you're done browsing. And it's like, no, just open the browser.
Which I can live with that. If you can do what you're saying you're going to do.
Yeah.
Because they're
exactly.
like open, okay, you have to open the Instagram app. And I say, great, open the Instagram app. I click the button that says open app, and they're like, this button doesn't work. We didn't think anyone would click this. I didn't know. The engineers who need to build the button to work, they are on PTO.
They were on break.
They got laid off like 8 months ago, and no one has gone in and fixed this thing. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't actually have a problem being in, but to your point with the annoyance of like keeping you on the platform, I'm a like click the 3 dots, open an external browser person.
Same.
Because, well, also a lot of times too when I'm browsing online, like let's say an ad gets me because I'm not above it, you know, I'll be like, oh man, this looks, because they know what to serve you, right? So they're like, you like this thing? And I'm like, I do like the thing. Yeah, I do like it. And I want to maybe save it for later or something, get back to it. Because I'm not like look, I may be impulsive on my purchases and I have my moments, but I'm not an animal, you know. I'm not out here, which sorry if this applies to you listening, where I'm seeing something and I'm instantly buying it. Like that's scary.
Yeah,
I've never done that. Not really. Maybe with something I was already thinking about, like buying, and I pulled the trigger on. But like, I'm not like I'm not going from ad to purchase. Like I'm letting it sit for a second.
Sure.
And where does that sit? Yeah. My Pinterest board or my browser on my phone. So I like to save, like if I see like, oh, a hat I like or a hat that I think is good or something, a gift for somebody else, whatever. I'll open an external browser, and in my phone Safari tab, I have, this is what the topic of the show should be for not games, actually. I have all of the, like, you know, different URLs. And then at a later time, or maybe the same time, depends on what I'm doing the day, I will cast the website to my laptop. And then I will use my Pinterest extension to put it onto its appropriate Pinterest board. And that is the cycle I go in. So sometimes I clean up what I have. And sometimes by the time I go back to the Safari thing, I'm like, you know what? I actually don't want that thing. I don't want to save it, actually. But yeah, so if you are on my Pinterest board now, you have a chance to make some money. Yeah, I know. Will you actually make the money? I don't know. Probably not all of you. I gotta be honest. But you know, maybe I'll. These are the things where it's like, and this is what blows me about about your ability to not want items, which is like, wow, what a superpower when you're like, what do I want for my birthday? I don't know what I want. I'm out here like
I got a long list.
I'm fuming. I don't just have, I have a wants board with 185 pins. And within that board, I have subboards, including a board called Most Wanted, which has 12 pins of my most coveted items in here. So yeah, actually that's what the not games topic should have been. That was my bad.
Yeah.
But you have other grievances to get to before we talk games.
No.
Or sharers. Are you not? You're not taking a 9-step process.
This is the biggest one. Just let me open up in a browser.
When
That's where I have my
online,
extensions. You use Pinterest. I use Raindrop. It's like a bookmark keeper thing.
Drop top.
Yeah. It's just you're doing.
I didn't know you used Raindrop. And I learned something about you today. I've never heard that before.
Your advertisers or your advertisees a disservice by not letting me open in my browser, because now I'm definitely not going to bookmark this thing that you're trying to sell me. At least if you let me open it, there's a chance.
I will say though, with my 185 wants on here, 9 of those are for Bruce. So they're not. It's not all just me. I got a couple. I made him his own Pinterest board basically. He can't pin anything because he doesn't have any thumbs.
So you pin on. So
I pinned stuff for him. Yeah, I got that stupid sumo cat I showed you. Where it's like a puppet thing you put on, and you can fight your cat without your cat like associating like your hand with like combat. Allegedly, according to the person selling the sumo cat.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know. Well, that's cool. I've been wanting to fight this cat for a while, and now that he's gonna be healthy, we're about to fucking throw down with this cat. Anyway, let's talk games. So we are doing love-hate games is the topic, but not as you might think. I think when people hear love-hate games, it's a game that like you love it, but you also hate it, or you love to hate it. This is a game. These are games that you love and I hate, or I love and you hate. And we're using that as kind of an extreme. I think, there are very few games I legitimately hate. Yeah. There are some, though.
There are some.
And you know what? Here. I'm probably not going to really even name them because I don't want to be rude. Like, that's how, it's bad when I'm like, oh, we got to draw a line.
That's too mean.
Yeah, because like there are some games I really hate and I don't want people to feel bad. But there are, maybe for a different, when we do the hate cast, we'll be like, guys, if you develop these games, turn off the show.
Come back to skip ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, we're using it more to be, a little bit exaggeratory. It's a game that we didn't like, didn't click with us, whatever. That the other person likes. You might not love the game, but you're like, I like this one. You're like, I think it was trash. Like that kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
Inspired by recent playthroughs. You did a full playthrough of South of Midnight, and I started Death Stranding. As I mentioned on the last, as we mentioned on the last episode, we did that stream on my channel, raising money for our cat Bruce's medical bills, which we have now fully funded. So shout out to y'all.
Hell yeah.
The VOD is on my youtube.com/GameOnasis if you want to watch that. Isaiah's there the whole time, so it's it's basically Gangcast content.
It really is, honestly.
Yeah, it's just like frankly, I'm like I got more viewers on my channel, but we're gonna switch that up soon and start building up the Games and Not Games Twitch channel soon. But yeah, check that out. We spend the intro talking about how more about Bruce, but also our gratitude towards y'all. Again, don't want to keep spending 30-minute segments on different content talking about that, but definitely check that out if you want to hear more from us on how much it's meant to us, because it's meant a lot. And donation or not, the VOD's just there for people to enjoy, which was the other point of us making it. But to my surprise, and to your not surprise,
oh yeah,
I was like, guys, we're the Death Stranding haters, right? Is this game trash? And I kind of ended up coming around to it by the end, but like it's a game that I played 10 hours of, and I still couldn't tell you definitively what I think of it. I can give you concepts of a thought, but not a full. I don't have a full take ready to go, but
the how long to rate is much longer than.
Well, I think I am at a how long to rate kind of thing, but I like at this point I think if I wanted to leave, if you want to leave at 10 hours, you should leave. But if you want to stay, it's like you could stay. Like I don't know if you should stay, but you could stay. And I want to stay. Like I want to stay, but I don't know if I'm going to stay. Is more of what's up, because I'm like I think I'm over the hump, because there was a point in that game where I was like, guys, this game sucks. And let me tell you why in detail. And you love this game. So
yeah.
How is that possible? You know, like, how are we? And I think what the reason I want to bring up this topic is because I think for a lot of like, you know, I know friends, couples, like whatever, like when you hear about like gaming, you know, dynamics and different tastes, it's usually just like a different taste thing. Like, oh, my partner loves like playing Civ, and like I don't like those games. I'm playing God of War, and it's like, okay, that's just kind of like different vibes.
Yeah.
This isn't that. Like we have different tastes in games, but we like play a lot of the same games.
Yep.
Like we're interested in a lot of the same games.
Yep.
And yet when we emerge from the other side, we often find we're on two sides of the same coin. So yeah, what's going on with that?
I think it is that at least for us, right, in our dynamic that we have around games, I think we both like and can recognize like good in games, but we also have various tastes as to what good is. So like, which is taste, right? Like everyone kind of has, but like we can both play a platformer, and you really fuck with the world, the level design, the mechanics, or whatever like that. And I'm really fucking with the abilities and the skill tree and like the design of progression or something like that. Like we can both look at the same good piece of art and be like, oh no, we know this is good, but what we see as good is just different from one to another. Yeah,
I think and I think that's what's interesting is like I think we can both look at especially like stuff that's sort of, I don't know, like known as good, like Astrobot. Like, we both really like Astrobot. We both really like Metaphor. I guess like the games, I think more often than not, with like some exceptions, like maybe like in a technical way, Alan Wake's an exception because that's like a very like acclaimed game. But at the same time, like I think even the people that are talking positive about the game, they know what the flaws of that game are. Like a lot of people are very critical of the combat and the like the. I know it's weird to say the gameplay of the game is like this is the whole point of the game. It's like, but you know, there's also like the world design. There's other like appealing points. Yeah, so I guess it's almost like if I wouldn't say it's anything that can go wrong, Will. It's not full Murphy's Law. But I think based on our sensibilities, the things that are known, quote unquote, like often discussed, known to be bad about the game will grate on one of us harsher maybe than it does on another. Because I can't think of too many games where it's like everyone just thinks this game is good and like one of us is like, no, it's trash. With like, yeah, because I mean, and granted, I don't know, that's kind of what criticism is, right? Like even like great games have like, because I was going to try to mention like Starfield is maybe one of those examples, but honestly, even though Starfield has like a high Metacritic or whatever, like an 80 something Metacritic, I feel like those qualms are known and discussed. Like a lot of people have it, you know, taken issue with the whole of that game.
A lot of the core gameplay of that game.
Yeah, but I want to use, you know, Death Stranding and Southern Mid as a bit of a jumping off point. I went to Death Stranding cautiously optimistic because I like to do tours in games. I like to do little tasks. And I like Kojima. And the game looks pretty. And
it looks real pretty.
And I do feel like I have an open mind and heart to like artsy games, like games that are a little like funky wonky, in a way that frankly I don't think you do.
Oh no, not at all. Yeah.
Which also on that note, I think it is BS that you like this game also, because I think it is hard for me. I never want to put this on anybody, especially you, because I know you on a very personal level. But it does kind of feel like if this wasn't a Kojima game, would you have called bullshit like kind of early? Like, I don't know. So I'm surprised that Mr. I Hate Art, I don't understand what Sam Lake is talking about, is out here on the beach being like, yeah, like my sister makes a lot of sense.
I never said I like funky wonky games. I said I like Kojima games. If Kojima's name was not attached to this, oh yeah, I probably would have bounced off of it quick because I have no surety that it's gonna come around to something that I would like. But because it's Kojima's name attached to it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure this is gonna come around.
Okay, how about when you play these other games, I just write a hit. How about before you play 1,000 Times Resist, I write a Hideo Kojima production in front of it,
because I know he wasn't a part of it.
He might as well have been.
You can't trick me that way.
You're right. The game doesn't overtly explain why everyone has their name. So I guess it's not a Kojima game. And for the record, I like Kojima. I do like Kojima. But I'm not just, gonna... Oh, now Death Stranding is fun because I know Kojima made it. Like, okay. Yeah, but I did think there was a chance. You said you thought there was no chance. I'm very curious. We talked about this a little bit on stream, but I want to bring it to like the pod. Why did you think there was no chance that I would like this game?
Because I think you have where I can look at something. We can both look at something that's dumb, but have opposite reactions to it. Like my dumb is not the same as your dumb.
What is your dumb and what is
my dumb? Is oversimplification for sure. But like stupid kid humor or like dumb, like a 12-year-old thought of this and was like, oh, this is gonna be really funny. Sometimes I find that hilarious. Yeah.
Is there a Death Stranding example of that?
The like in Death Stranding, the fact that like Fragile's always offering these little bugs is like, to me, that's hilarious. I love that. It's so stupid. Or like the fact that there are just even these floating bugs that you can go up and pick like little candies and eat them to get some health back or something. Like, I don't know. Like that's stupid. It doesn't make any sense, but it's cool and I fuck with it. Whereas like your dumb is more, I think,
the bike
highbrow artistic dumb, where like you could see art that's dumb and be like, oh, but it's still art and I fuck with the art and the art is good. Like the bike isn't a great example because I also can fuck with like janky, mountain goating up the side of a hill on a bike doing bunny hops or something like that. Like that's fun to me too. But like, I don't know, the dance sequence in like the Remedy games or something like that. Like to me, that's not fun. Dumb.
That's insane that you don't like that.
Fartsy dumb.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. Okay. I guess you do have your examples. Yeah. It's evocative and it's exciting, and I like a good musical cue with like some fun action, and I think that had that, minus the fact that you can die a little too easily and you can say I'm bad at the game and I don't care because I'm bad at a game that isn't that tightly made, so I don't think that's a big I don't really mind that I'm bad at Alan Wake 2. Yeah, that's a good example.
Or like the I really fucked heavy with making faces in the mirror in Death Stranding, and you did all of them just to kind of like see what they were faces. And stuff like that.
I like making my faces.
Like to me, I was like, oh yeah, that's funny because I would do that. Like like I don't know. It's just like not like I can see myself in the character kind of thing, but it's more like
I would be offering these bugs.
Yeah, I'll make a face in the camera. Sure, that's like totally reasonable.
I'm more, and it seems like I'm also more of a, if we're using Death Stranding stupidity as an example, I'm more of a like I'm a cosmetics dumb. Like the idea of having a hat that I can put on. Thrilling. I was on cloud 9 at that point again, and that was the point.
I'm not.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm like, I think I crave the theater for my stupidity. And there's something theatrical, I think, about doing the dances. There's something theatrical about funky garb. And I guess you are more of a physical comedy man or something. I'm not really sure. We'll have to see what the name for your brand of dumb is. Because I think there's something like, I guess maybe like silly but relatable situations maybe is your dumb, like your brand of dumb. But yeah, that was when the game was at its height for me. I was like, oh, I delivered a package. I like doing my tasks. This let me do a little task. And I was given a little treat. It's like, oh, got a little hat. And then I can change the hat's color. And I'm like, great, this is gonna be a fun time. And then like 5 hours happened, and I was like,
I haven't gotten any more hats.
We're chasing the highs of getting the hat. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I knew, I felt very strongly right off the bat that you were gonna. I think you had the expectation that this was going to be more Remedy, where it's like artsy fartsy dumb and mystery and psychological or like, you know, fantastical kind of stuff, where it's more not that. It is more dumb, surface level, fantastical. There's deeper meaning to things for sure, especially as you like play and you know you learn more about the world and everything like that. But also, it only ever goes so deep.
Mm-hmm.
But the game doesn't make you feel like it's necessarily deeper than it. Like the game, to me, playing the game, it felt very. They showed me the depth that they laid out for me.
Sure.
Whereas I didn't have an expectation that it was going to be deeper. Where Remedy, which I think is why you really like Remedy, is because it's like, oh no, there's so many different layers, and it is more artistic and this, that, and the third.
That's actually not why I like Remedy. I don't deep dive into like the Remedy lore. I don't fully follow like a lot of what they're putting down, but I don't need to. Like, I feel like there is more depths you can go into if you want to. I don't want to, but you can. And like sometimes I do a little bit if we're like having like a deep discussion, like, oh, we're doing a spoiler cast. Okay, cool. I'm gonna like do extra work, you know?
Yeah.
But I think like a lot of good, you know, text, literature, it can be enjoyed on its surface and it can be deeper appreciated if you go one layer like below. But I don't think you need to. Like, I don't know what was going on in All of Control, but I knew what I need to know, which is like you go and, you know, you do your stuff and then.
Oh man, it's so like, funny then.
There's funky objects and you get, okay, they're objects of power and there's like, they have these different properties and that creates like interesting situations and like there's something kind of going on with your brother and you kind of like learn more about that a little bit, but I don't fully like, I don't have like a deep like analysis of it or I can't do a good explainer on like ending explained. It's like, no, leave me out. I don't want to do it because I can't. But I really like the gameplay of Control. And the fun, funky situations. Like I think the enemies are fun. And same thing with Alan Wake. Like I think the enemies are fun. I think it was fun having like that mystery of the cult and like what's up with the cult and the dramas there. And like kind of like with the dumb art stuff, like the coffee world ads, like those are awesome. Like that's cool. Like I like that. I like going in the coffee world and shooting monsters. Like, can I give you a big analysis on like, you know, it's not a circle, it's a spiral, whatever. Like not really. I mean, I can if I really tried, but like,
sure.
I don't need to do that to like enjoy it. And I don't think it needs to be done to enjoy it. And the thing that like frustrated me with you playing Alan Wake 2 is I think you came in being like, let me guess, it's going to be like crazy deep and like so incomprehensible. And the second they would do literally anything, they'd be like, something happened here. He doesn't have a heart and yet he's attacking. And you're like, oh my God, I'm really confused. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, just play the game. And I feel like it's like I felt like you went in. I still don't
understand that, like how that happened.
But it's just a game. It's just a game. Like I think
there's no explanation to it.
Why does it need to be explained?
We understand. They were very explicit in Death Stranding as to what the baby's role is and why the baby is there.
But I could easily push back on all the things I don't know, but I don't need to know those things to play the game.
In order for me to.
But you don't know those things about the baby because it's like
you do. They tell you.
What is the other side? Like death?
Yeah.
Well, then, like, what is the baby dead?
No, but he was born from a stillborn womb, and so he has a connection to both the living and the dead worlds, which is why he's able to connect to you and show you BTs.
Well, if the things are dead, how are they attacking me if they're dead? Like, is our world blended with the living? Like, I feel like if I want to poke holes, if I want to be difficult, I can be difficult, but I don't think I need to be because I know, like, bro, go around, like, this thing can sense things, and you, like, are attached to his like, you can go, and I felt like you... Like it was frustrating watching you play Alan Wake 2 because I felt like you weren't willing to go. Like you were like, it's like, it's like, what is it called? Like when you were resisting arrest. Like, fine, you can put the cuffs on me, but I'm just gonna slump over. And it's like, okay, well, you're like I could do that with Death Stranding if I wanted to, but I'm not because I didn't want to be a jerk. And I felt you played Alan Wake 2 very jerkily. No.
I wanted the explanations in Alan Wake and I never got them. I never got why the shadow figures are even here. Who are these shadow figures? Like, what? Why is a light damaging them? Like, what? I never got any of that.
It's like just classic dark light stuff, you know? It's like,
what do you mean classic dark light stuff?
Like, I don't know. Why do the vampires, they can't have garlic? You're like, why isn't that explained? It just is. Like some things just are.
They didn't call them vampires. If you never use the word vampire, but you have these things and you said, oh yeah, they're allergic to onions or something like that. It's like, yeah, well, you know, they're kind of like vampires. They're allergic to garlic. Yeah, but you never established a connection to vampires or anything like that. Like,
what I would like to see from you is you just to like pretend these games are made by Hidejima and see how far you get. I think you get a lot further, and I think you're less mad.
No,
because you're letting Kojima,
also the gameplay of Alan Wake.
You're letting Kojima walk all over you, and I'm tired of seeing Kojima take these girls for a ride. Okay, ladies, he's scamming you.
No. Because I also really the thing with Kojima games also is that
Kojima's a Tinder swindler of fucking game narrative design. Okay,
I really like the gameplay elements of it, and then the weird, funky world is like just a bonus. It's like a secondary part to a already good game. I feel like with Alan Wake, the gameplay is weak.
Not like that. Not that great. Like, it's okay.
And so like the big meat and potatoes of that game is that world. Well,
here's the thing too. And this is another trope that you have between South of Midnight and Alan Wake 2 is sometimes you just give up, but then you like keep going. Like just stop. Either finish the game in a regular way, or just stop playing it. Reason why. Because one of the reasons I recommended Alan Wake 2 to you is I'm like, you were in the mood for, like, you're down for some survival horror stuff, and it does have survival horror elements, so I thought you'd find that fun, like fighting monsters, shooting them with guns. I thought you'd find that fun. I was wrong, my bad. But also I'm like, oh, you know what? They're really basic, but I'm like, there's some puzzles in this game, and you like puzzles, but then you skipped all the puzzles.
Because the puzzles were...
So then I'm like, okay, well, like, it's literally like if I was like, it reminds me of that TikTok that's like, what should I have? You have to have the orange soda. And you're like, okay, cool. I'll take the strawberry soda. And I'm like, you fucking son of a bitch. I just said you have to. So I felt like I got scammed because I was like, well, that's not fair because the stuff that one of the things I gave you, you like threw in the garbage.
I did. So it's like, I did them more than one time. I did like, a couple. And after a while, I realized these are all just kind of the same.
Yeah.
And it's not varied. It's not like a regular puzzle game where like, oh yeah, all the puzzles, it's the same mechanic. Every game of Tetris is the exact same, except it's not. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It is. Oh no, this just feels like I'm just doing a chore to figure out these same puzzles. Like I'm not discovering anything new. There's no new language or mechanics being involved, like introduced to me. It's just like, okay, cool. I look at this man's daily schedule and then I go around the apartment and I find the symbols that are associated with that. There were some like little math ones where it's like tree plus rock equals bridge or something like that. And you got to go and look and scan the numbers with the flashlight and do that. Those are also cool. But then after a while you did it. And it's like, all right, I don't need to do. They are like the parlor games in.
Well, you kill one zombie and you kill them all. Like, but like, it's fun to kill zombies.
I don't need to do 40 parlor games and blueprints. Give me. I should have a skip game button now, like a skip puzzle button now that I can just do. I've done it.
So on that note, what do you consider a hate finish to be? Let's start there, and then the other question will depend on, because maybe to you, you've never done a hate finish. To you, the man lying to himself. To me, you definitely have hate finished a lot of games.
I think a hate finish is when you are not enjoying anything about your experience anymore, but you finish it.
I see where you find this little loophole. So would you say you've ever hate finished the game?
I'm gonna say no, but I can give you an example of something that would be a hate finish that you want me to finish. You want me to finish Koira. I was not having any fun with Koira. And so I don't want to go back and play more of Koira. There were still elements of South of Midnight, of Alan Wake 2, of these games that I found somewhat enjoyable in the moment. Whether it was the action, the mechanics, the production, the storytelling, whatever, something there was like, you know what? This is at least good and enjoyable, and I'm having a time with it. Koira, I got nothing there. That would be a hate finish.
It's time for me to reveal my Koira hand that I've been having in my head. Koira is a game that I do not like. I will not say anything harsher than that. I will say I do not like it. I could say something harsher and I won't. But selfishly, a lot of people in my life, I've seen some I know, some I don't know, saying, "Oh, Koira, I think it's okay. I think it's decent." Okay, well, finish it. It's not that long. It's like 2 hours. Because I finished it. I just finished it because I was already playing it. I was on stream. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna knock it out. And I guess I could kind of count that as a hate finish for me, but it was kind of caught up in content. So I just was kind of like, I don't know. It sort of, I feel like I'm absolved of the hate finish because I was doing it for and I already started it, and I was like, and I was streaming for that set amount of time. I'm like, well, I might as well just finish it. Which actually, I don't think I finished it on stream actually. So yeah, I did hate finish that because I finished it on live. So that was a hate finish for me actually. But everyone who says that game seems okay, they don't finish it. I said, oh, why don't you finish it? They said, no thanks, I'm already full. I want you to finish it. And I want you to tell me that you still think it's okay. And maybe you do still think it's okay.
Yeah.
But I want you to tell me because everyone's like, really? You hate? Oh, I thought it was okay. Did you? Okay. Go finish it. Oh, well, I don't want to. Why is that? Why is that? So I feel like people are gaslighting me about Koira. So I just want I want someone to finish it and tell me they think it's okay. And no one wants to take me up on that.
Another game.
And I told you not to play it because I'm like, it's not good. I don't like it. I don't think you're going to like it. And you still started it.
I wanted to start it.
There are games where I want you to play it that are sitting, rotting on the side. And a game that I say, Isaiah, I don't think this game is good. And I don't think you're going to like it. You said, okay, pass it my way. And I'm like, wow. The disrespect of taking a game that I told you not to play. that's why I'm like, no, go ahead, finish it. It. You said so that long. So you don't think you've hate finished a game?
I don't think so. There are games that another example of a game you recommended that I haven't finished, but going back to it wouldn't be a hate finish, would be like Liz Fanga, where the time
Liz Fanga, that's
a great game.
Legit.
I just bounced off of it for a bit and just haven't had
I
the
think
time
you said
to
it got kind of old after a while.
It's a little repetitive, but in that sense of like, oh, I think they would at least give me some really cool situations and puzzles that would feel different enough that it's like, oh, okay, no, I can totally see. Like if I went back and finished that, I don't think it would be a hate finish.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, no, I don't think I've hate finished a game.
That's so wild to hear.
Because I think I just wouldn't finish it.
This is like hearing this is like Winnie Pooh saying that like I don't love honey. Like I just the guy who says he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, that's like him saying I don't really like Cocoa Puffs that much. It's like that's your whole thing. I consider a hate finish to be when the reason that you're finishing it is just to say that you finished it. It is not out of like wanting to like have more of the game.
I mean, I've done that, but I don't think that is what defines.
We have different definitions of hate finish. Yes,
yeah.
Clearly,
I've done what you consider hate finish. I do that all the time.
I know you do.
Yeah.
So I consider that to be a hate finish because you're not finishing it because you like it or because you're interested in it. You're finishing it because you want to have finished it, and that to me is a hate finish. And you're excited to be done, not because you got to see the rest of it, but because you got to say that I don't have to play this game anymore. And I finished it. I got everything I wanted, which was sick and twisted. And I say that as a sick person as well. Like I love hitting credits, so I'll hate finish a good amount. I'm trying to hate finish less because I think for me, I'm trying to be better about getting a sense of like when it's time to call it on a game. So like Avowed was a very tempting game for me to hate finish. Didn't like it, didn't think it was good. Did the preview was pretty lukewarm on it. Did the full game and was like, yep, I feel like my preview was I feel the same as I did in my preview as I kept playing it. And I got to like, I don't know, maybe like the third area. There might only be 3 areas or 4. It's not that big of a game.
Sure.
But I'm like, you know what? I've played a lot of it. I'm not enjoying my time. I feel like I have more to say on the game that gives more specifics on like what I think of it and what the game has to offer, and like I can speak to it. I don't need this up on the mantle of like, I finished it. Like no one, I'm like, you know what? The people that like this game and say like, oh, it gets good, they can have it. You know what? I can't tell you you're wrong. And I'm okay with that. I'm going to be okay with that because that saves me the extra hours that I could be spending playing game. Like one thing I'm trying to dial back on is having these hate finishes and having games that I think are good that I haven't finised. I feel like that's disrespectful to the games that I've left of it. Like, I didn't finish Metaphor Fantasio, but I did finish like Starfield or whatever. I don't think those count in the same year. I don't know how I'd name those, but stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, maybe some of this time can be better allocated to like for my own enjoyment. But yeah, by your bar. That's a pretty specific bar. Like, a game that I'm not enjoying at all. I probably still have done that.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure you have.
Yeah. For like, if I'm reviewing a game already, I'm like, hey, like we're just here, but that's harder to find. Have you ever come around on a game that you hated? Or like didn't like, I'm using hate like more specific. Like, you're like, oh man, this isn't kind of like how I might be with Death Stranding. So like where I kind of ended up with Death Stranding, I went in and I'm like, cool, like we're gonna do some deliveries.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went a little further and I'm like, these deliveries aren't that interesting to do. Like that's really my sticking point with Death Stranding. At like that early juncture, I'm like, I just thought that I would be more excited to do what I was doing. Like nothing about it was like different than I expected. I'm like, oh yeah, you're going over terrain. The terrain is challenging. You have equipment and you see some things laid out by players. Those are all like what I expected. But I thought I would have like a bigger sense of like, hell yeah, like, oh, I got this delivery done. Oh, another one. Like the flow of how you do the deliveries wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. And the act of finding packages along the way also disappointed me. Like I thought it was going to be more like, I thought this was going to be a game where I was like eating up that extra content where it'd be like, oh man, I found this thing. Oh man, like, I'm making it up. This package needs to go to like Flim Flam Station. You know what? I'm on my way to Shim Sham Station, but Flim Flam's right ahead of me to the right. It's before Shim Sham, so it's like easy to add on. And when I get to Flim Flam, there's like maybe there's something cool happening. Maybe there's like a nice vista. Maybe there's like a fun challenge. Maybe there's like a different like elemental like something where it's like, oh man, you know it was fun doing that. Oh man, maybe on my way back again, I find something else. And I'm like finding kind of, a lot of people draw those Breath of the Wild comparisons with Death Stranding, and I was hoping to find that. And then like what gives me that feeling in Fuel and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is when I'm on my way, I see a point of interest or something that seems cool, or there's a desire to maybe like clear up the map. And along that, maybe there's a Korok, maybe there's a cool weapon, maybe there's like a fun enemy thing. And I thought I'd have those things, but I felt like I didn't have that. Like it was more like you found a package and they're like, it's actually like 800 feet behind you and you're going like 40 feet ahead of you. And also after that, they're going to give you a different assignment that has nothing to do with that either. Also, this takes up space and like you can't really carry it. So I'm like, okay, well, I just won't do these. And then so I just left me with the main ones. And the main ones were like, just not that exciting to have done. Like I didn't really feel like a sense of accomplishment. I didn't feel like doing them was hard. Like when I first, the first time I ever played this game was like a year or two ago. And I felt like it was like kind of challenging. I guess I just got better at like, and you were there also to like give some advice, which also, I guess in a way, not backfired, but it was like, oh, you can just go around. I'm like, cool. All right, well, I'm just looking for like safe spots to walk and then walking there. And then I deliver a package after like 45 minutes. And then they talk to me for 16 minutes. And then I go through 3 minutes of some really, really dry menu design that insists that I hold X for everything. And then and even when I hold X and I'm like, yep, load me up. They're like, you have unsaved changes. How do I have unsaved changes? Load me up again. Now the changes are saved. I still don't know why that is. So that's really like, that was the lowest point in the Death Stranding playthrough where I was like, guys, the good parts aren't that interesting. And what sucks. And then, like, I think the treks just kind of became longer. They stopped, like, blowing up my phone so much during those menus.
Yeah, that's fair.
And learning how to deal with the BTs, like, after doing that tutorialization, like, made the BT encounters fun instead of just being like, I hope they don't see me. Oh, they saw me. Let me pick up my stuff. Like, I just felt like there was a little bit more. And then, like, more of the actual main story started happening, too. So it's like, okay, maybe, like, the worst is over and we can go back to, like, having fun with the game. Even though I still think like there might be a ceiling on how like fun that is. And that's kind of like where I ended. But so if I end up liking Death Stranding by the end, if I even see the end, which I still don't know if I will, that would maybe be a game that like I started off really low and I like ended still not really high, but at least like, oh, you know what? Actually, I hate to say it, it did get kind of good after 10 hours. Like I know everyone hates to hear it, but like maybe that it has a chance. But other than that, I don't know that I've ever come around on a game that I didn't like or that I hated. Have you?
Yeah. I think one of the more recent, and honestly probably bigger turnarounds for me was Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. I hated that game in the beginning. I thought it was so cool and like interesting. I'm a big Prince of Persia fan. It was not. First of all, it started off not as like what I know Prince of Persia to be, right? In the modern era, the old school 2D sprite picks like Prince of Persia. Once we got Sands of Time trilogy, that was my jam. That was my jumping on point, and I still love those games. Then you had the movie tie-in one, which all right. And then you had the other like reimagining Prince of Persia, which is like, oh, fine, cool, action adventure, very Ubisoft game. But then this one was like, oh, all right, we're bringing it back. The prince is back. First of all, you're not even playing as a Prince of Persia. You're playing as the Prince's Guard. The Prince of Persia's Guard. The Lost Crown is what the game should have been called. And so it was off the bat, it was rough. And then you give me this fucking unreasonably difficult combat that I felt was just punishing for no reason, no benefit. And it's like, well, this just sucks. And then it's like, oh, but we got some good Metroidvania stuff in here too. And it's like, oh, I like that Metroidvania stuff. Oh, boy, did I speak too soon? You keep playing. They give you some things to kind of like lessen the brutality of the combat and just make it a little bit nicer. They give you some really nice niceties for like map navigation and everything like that with the
shards, I think they're called,
the shards,
like memory shards,
and everything. Yeah, and it's like, okay, cool. And then they even, I think, like post launch, fix some of the like the real quality of life. Really bad. The fast travel is terrible.
Yeah, it was very limiting. It was I hate to Animal Well catching another stray. It had like kind of what Animal Well has, where it's like very limited, like like 4 big points on the map, maybe more than 4 for either of the games. I don't remember what the number is. Versus like you can save at any, like in Prince of Persia, you can save at any tree. There's a lot of trees, but there's not a lot of these big fast travel statues, and and you just can't help but think like, why can't I go to these trees? And you also, as you're playing, you're like, maybe at some point they're going to let me go to the trees.
Yeah.
And then they're like, thank you for playing. And I'm like, wow, we never got that. But they went in and they added it. So they made a great game, a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Even better. Like literally for me, that's my only actual complaint about the game. I do think some of the some of the bosses were a little too hard. But I wouldn't really put that as a ding on the game, only because I feel like talking to other people, and you can kind of do them in different orders too, like some bosses that maybe other people struggled with that I didn't as much, like, you know what I mean? Like we all kind of had our own experience with it. So, and you can like just toggle the difficulty down anyway. So I'm like, I don't think that's enough of a ding, but it is something worth noting just for people who like, maybe aren't as excited about cutting their teeth on hard combat. Like that might be a little bit of a con for you. But again, there are like settings as well that you could just make it a little easier if you wanted to. But yeah, I was shocked that you came back around. And I was worried because I love that game. That's like my only 5 out of 5 on my website that I've given, and I'm like, guys, he's not liking it.
Yeah, no,
you're like, the combat sucks, and I'm like, that's like one of my favorite parts. Like that's
eventually got better. Yeah,
that's the scary part of when you like recommend a game to somebody and they're like, I really hate this thing, and I'm like, oh, that's like my favorite thing. Like so. Do you have that with like with my Death Stranding complaints? Or you like the menus are my favorite thing,
No. For me, it is the which so much of it you didn't even get to yet. Like, it is the optimization, for lack of a better word, of like doing the routes, where it's like, oh, I want to get from A to B, and there's this huge cliff here, or this really long route there. Or maybe this like river that kind of like cuts through the middle. And it's like, all right, right now I don't have the resources to do 2 of these options. So I have to do this third one. But once I get to the delivery and I get more materials, now I can make a shortcut to take one of the other 2 options. So like now next time I come back here, I got this bridge here. I'm contributing to it, making sure it stays up and open and isn't
Remember when
getting
I walked
destroyed.
My materials over when I was over encumbered to the bridge? It took like 7 real life minutes.
So like, to me, it's the like having to plan out, and not only plan out, but like organize and execute your ideas that I found really fun, that I don't think you found as fun. I don't think you necessarily hated it.
I didn't feel like there was any planning I needed to do.
I think you could get by without planning. Yeah. But I found
you made your own fun in the planning.
Value in the plan, in doing additional planning.
Yeah, I just didn't. I think the thing with Death Stranding so far is I thought I would have more challenges, and I don't feel like I've been challenged like at all in this game. Like, and it's not because I'm like, oh, I'm doing so good. Like, I get caught by BTs plenty. I like, I try to do stealth against those like terrorist guys and the mules, and like that didn't work. But you can just like knock them over with like the bad melee combat. But it's like kind of good bad. It's like fun because it's like I don't mind when your melee combat's bad if the enemies are also stupid. So I was like, oh, okay, well, like, this is dumb, but like they're dumb. We're kind of all just a bunch of dumb fucks just fighting in a field. Like, that's fine. Like, whatever. And it's also like not the main part of the game. It's not like versus like in Metal Gear, like it's a stealth game.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And the stealth is incredible. It's a stealth game. And in this game, it's like, well, sometimes you don't want to be seen, but I wouldn't say it's a stealth game. It's like a walking, carrying packages game kind of thing.
It is more a like real-time open world city builder than it is.
Yeah, and I don't like building
like
in
a Metal
games.
Gear
and I think that's something I'm kind of worried about going
thing.
forward. People are like, oh yeah, it's a lot about like making structures. I'm like, I hate making structures in games. Like I don't like building stuff in games like that. Like I like making towns on like a small scale, like design, like decorating and designing. I don't like build, like I don't, I've never played, but I don't know, you don't play those games either, so I'm not too worried about it, but I'm a little bit like playing this game. It reminded me a lot of No Man's Sky, like early old No Man's Sky, where it's like ain't really anything going on here. You could do something if you wanted. And Starfield also has those problems. I feel like where it was like you could make a base, I guess, but like you don't really need to. I don't know, just. You're gonna have to walk for a while. At least this gave you something to do while you're walking. While Starfield, like you were literally just walking for like ever. Like I walked so far in Starfield and just nothing was happening. So this isn't as bad as that. But it's definitely some pain points that I wasn't expecting, but I guess shouldn't be surprised based on like how other people talked about the game. But I thought I like wasn't gonna like, I don't know, feel that for some reason. Because I'm like, well, I like like it's just walking. I'm like, I like walking, and I'm like, it really is just like like I thought it'd be more like exciting to like solve things, but the excitement has not hit yet. And
again, I do think things get better. Like you get more mechanics, you get more.
I do feel like the worst is over.
Things. Oh yeah,
the worst was like I don't know what hour. I wish I could have time stamped it like hate rant, and it was like an hour of just like I'm like this game is trash. And then I was like, okay, we're fine now because again they just I don't know what it. Yeah, I don't think it was. Also, this game onboards you badly.
Not to say that you like dumb things or anything like that, but it's like the very beginning is very combat light, and I think like once they give you the grenades and you can do stuff back to enemies, it's like all right, now we're also getting somewhere with that, and combat gets better. The tools you get for combat gets better. The tools you get for navigation gets better, and moving packages and carrying things, all of that improves over time. It's just a very long on ramp.
What does it feel like to watch me play a game that you like that I am not enjoying?
Both good and bad. Cause like,
yeah, you're sick, so you kind of live for it. Right?
Well, no,
like,
it's more going into this again. I knew there were going to be things that that wasn't going to be for you. And it was both satisfying knowing that I was right about those things, but also sad that I was right about those things.
It was sad, is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good one. It was satisfying because it's like, man, I hoped I was wrong, but unfortunately, I was right.
For me, I feel like I am, like in the Devil Wears Prada when you're not enjoying a game that I enjoy, and not because you're like mean about it. It's not like you're like, oh, why would you bring me this? Like, I don't think either of us are like that to each other, but it's just kind of like. It's like watching like the dominoes fall, but like in a negative way, So it'll be something like even with your like a Prince of Persia example, you're like, man, this combat's not good. I'm like, damn, the combat's like one of the main things in the game, and one of the things I like about it. Okay, that's not working, but and you're kind of like seeing things go badly over time, and then it's kind of like
watching you play Arco was that.
Yeah, I liked Arco all right though by the end, and it made my top 10, but I don't love it the way you loved it. Yeah.
Mini shoot as well. That was
mini shoot. No,
yeah, that's a good love hate.
That's actually a great one. And you're not alone in that. A lot of people like, guys, I fear this is a basic. Here's what I don't like about mini shoot. People, and this is an expectations thing. I will totally own that. People were talking about this game like because what is it, like a Metroidvania technically, right? Or some shit.
Sure.
Oh my God. It's one of the, you've never Metroidvania'd like this before. I'm like, oh, like I've never gotten lost and not been able to go anywhere before. Yeah, that's definitely happened to me a lot, actually, in the genre. It's not new. It's not interesting. The upgrades take forever. I'm like, guys, I fear this is a regular game. Like people were talking about, like across the industry, the people that played this game.
I'm with those people, so.
Y'all were hyping this thing up. Y'all were hyping it up like it was Tetris Effect. Like I swear to God, like, you've never seen like this thing like this. I'm like, I fear I've seen this a lot and it's not that interesting. Like, I was like, when does it like, and that's the other, like, I think both of us have this tell of the, is this all, well, I kind of stole it from you because you would often, like, when you're not enjoying a game, one of the ways I know you're not enjoying it is when you turn to me and you say, is this all the game is? I'm like, he fucking hates it. He fucking hates it. Yeah, those are, which brings me to my other question of the, how do you know when the person's having a good time? When you tell me, is this all the game is? When you say, like, when does it get better? Like, when you ask me that, I know we're cooked. There's no chance. Because rarely is my answer yes, also, is the thing.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Do I have tells as well of the...
Yes and no. You do things where I can't gauge very well your when all right, so if I was to take a snapshot of like how much you're enjoying something,
sure,
if something's at a 7, right, say a 7 out of 10, you're enjoying it, I can't gauge whether that's an 8 that went down to a 7 or a 6 that went up to a 7.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, there will be moments where you'll be like, this was interesting, or this was not interesting, or this was bad, or this was good. And I don't know if that's like confirming that you're going down, or actually is a pivot and you're starting to come back up. It's like not games related, but last night we watched an episode of Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
And afterwards you were like, this is one of the weaker episodes of Solo Leveling. I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take that from you.
Do you know what was it? 7? Episode 7, I think.
I think so. Yeah. It was when he first went into, it's not a spoiler. He got the key to go into the tower.
Yeah, it's like a dry spoiler. It's
dungeon,
like, I guess it's technically a plot point from a later point, but it has nothing to do on, like, it's not like a big, like, reveal of wow. It's like he gets a lot of stuff. So he goes into all places.
Like, oh man. Yeah. Like, I agree that this is one of the slower episodes, but I don't know if that's, I don't know if you will feel the same. Like, are you saying it's a weaker episode because it is a weaker episode, or because it's not the banger episodes that we've had before? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not explaining it very well, but it's hard to gauge when you start losing steam. Like, versus just asking, acknowledging a dip.
Oh, okay. So, like, is this the beginning of the end, or is this just like a plot point? Okay,
yes.
Yeah. It depends on what comes next, I guess, for me.
And that's hard because I can't tell the future.
No, none of us can. If we did, we'd be having this conversation
on
a yacht.
You don't tell the future for me. Like you said.
Actually, yeah, I can't tell the future. Actually, yeah, like I don't think, despite you actually being the only one of us that has I have had a game that I came around, like with Prince of Persia, which was like a miracle. Like, I don't know how that happened, but thank God.
Either.
Yeah, like you hate quickly and it doesn't change. And it's almost instantaneously, which is why, like, for me, the only frustration I have with you playing a game that you're not liking, kind of regardless of if I recommend it or not, honestly, is I feel like I know you're not liking it. I feel like you know you're not liking it because you tell me like that, like, you're like, this is bad, this isn't fun, does it get better? Oh, it doesn't? Well, that kind of sucks. But then you keep playing it. And I don't get that part. And then you'll tell me that you're like, oh, well, I don't, what's this thing you guys say? You said, I don't like it, but I don't dislike it. And I'm like, this guy's a liar. This boy's a liar.
So for me,
this boy's a liar.
A big part of it is, I think if a game does something I don't like, I can tell that very strongly, very quickly. But at the same time, I feel personally that I think I have the ability to see the potential in a game. And that potential can keep me going for a while. Like, I don't need to necessarily be in love with it. As long as I don't hate a game, I can keep playing in hopes that, and trusting and believing in the game developers, designers, whoever, to like improve on what they're giving me from right here.
So then this brings me to South of Midnight. This is a game where I think this game is good. I think it's barely good. Like, if we're thinking of a ranking, like a 7 out of 10 kind of thing. Give it a 3 out of 5, which is basically 7 out of 10. I think what's cool about this game is for me the story and the platforming and kind of like the environmental exploration, even though a lot of those things do have their own like I think limitations, like the highs only get so high with those things, but I enjoy those elements of the game. I like the music and the sound design as well. And the weakest part is by far for me the combat. Like I don't think the combat's very well done. I think there are ways that without being full backseat dev, there are small changes that could have gone a long way. Specifically, the cooldowns is a beef I have with the combat. That I think really like holds it back, where it's like, yeah, like it's really hard to like have fun with it and to be successful at it. Like, in my opinion, that's my take on the game. So it's kind of a like, oh, like I liked it. I think it has these cool things, but as far as me recommending it to people, I definitely think you need to really like those things in a game. You need to like story. You need to like jump, like basic kind of platform exploration, like PS2 style. If you really like those elements of a game, I think you should try South of Midnight. If you're not a story person, you're not really like into platformers hardcore, I think you can probably just skip it because I don't think it hits. Like, I think the other things are really weak. And if you're not here for like, if you're not going to fully enjoy what's good about the game, you can kind of just get something somewhere else. But like, that's my feeling on the game. When you were unsupervised, you picked this game up because I never told you to play this game. I said, Isaiah, don't play this game. Like, this is not, I don't think it's a you game.
Unsupervised is crazy.
But you were unsupervised, and I caught you. I said, why are you playing? Oh my God, he has South of Midnight in his mouth. Like, who left him here with this? I don't know. I was supposed to be watching him. But you know, Bruce still has that cone on his head, so he couldn't stop you. You ended up playing South of Midnight. Briefly tell me like what your thoughts on this game were, your experience, and why you finished it. Because on the outside looking in, this is a hate finish to me. I don't know why you finished this game, but you talked about potential. So I don't know what was with this, because I would like to hear it.
The biggest probably push for me to finish South of Midnight was that I had nothing else better to play at the time, which is a little damning. Well, I couldn't play Obscure because we're playing that together. I couldn't play Blueprints because we're playing that together. Doom's not out yet, so it's not like I could play that. Like
at the time,
at the time of recording it, or at the time of me playing and everything. It's like, so like, you know, I had. I mean,
other games do exist on your Steam library.
I mean, like what, like what? There are many times where we are trying to find a game for me.
You went unsupervised to pick a game. I never told you. You could have went back to Visions of Mana.
Yeah,
it's not that good either, but like you were liking it.
That's true. Maybe I'll do that next.
Oh God! Like, let me at least look at your library before you go. And
it was more, the whole reason South of Midnight got picked up is because it's a game. A fairly new game, you know, in the zeitgeist of everyone talking about games and everything like that. So it was like, you know, relevant game that I didn't find offensively bad or anything like that. I just didn't have a great time playing it. But there were moments of like enjoyment while playing it. Like a lot of the environmental puzzle stuff I thought was really cool. Trying to think and find all the like off the beaten path upgrade things, a little, I don't know if they were called floofs, that you could find and all of that. That was cool. Even some of the stuff with Crouton was fun after, you know, that got old after a certain point. But in the beginning and, you know, even in the middle, there was like, oh, you know, some cool Crouton stuff. Yeah, cool. Maybe, I don't know, like a third of the way through, I realized that you can turn on the toggle thing to just skip all combat. And I was like, oh, the worst part about this game, I don't even have to do. All right, yeah, cool. We're having a good time. I'm following this fish around. You
had a good time playing this game, is what you're saying on this show.
I am not saying I had a good time playing the game.
Okay.
I'm saying I played the game. There were moments where I had a good time.
Were there?
And I did not have a bad time because I could skip the combat. If I had to play the combat, I probably wouldn't have finished this. I would have abandoned the game.
To go back to what your claimed ethos,
or just turn it down to easy, to
which is that you play stuff because you see the potential in it. So you're telling me that as you were playing South of Midnight, you thought there was a chance it would get better.
I thought there were some cool like platforming opportunities.
Did you think there was a chance that it would get better?
Well, I don't know about necessarily getting better, but that there would be moments of enjoyment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little different than seeing the potential in a game.
I did not think it would get better, but it wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. Like it was barely, like you said, barely good. It's like it's good. It's fine.
You think it's good? You think this game is good?
I think it's fine. If I was to put a word to it, I would say it's a fine game.
So you don't rate it lower than me. You put it like
a little bit. Not much, but definitely yeah. And it was like, all right, cool. I'm not having a bad time. I'm not having a great time. I wish I was having a better time, but I'm not having a bad time, and it's something to do, and I can knock this out and be a part of the zeitgeist and everything like that. It wasn't a hate finish though. That's the thing. It was not a hate. I didn't hate
y'all
it.
Y'all have to let me know in the comments.
I didn't have to do things I disliked in order to finish it.
And I'll say unfortunately, and I don't care if it makes you sound toxic. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you that you hate a game. I try. I do often, but the only one no one can convince Isaiah that he doesn't like a game.
There is a difference between hating and just not liking.
There is. But yeah, I would say that you would not say that you didn't like South of Midnight.
I would say I didn't like it. I didn't hate it.
Really? You didn't like it?
It is a 2 of 2 games on the Isaiah scale. It is a game that
you didn't like it, but one is like disliked, right?
One is actively disliked. I did not actively dislike the game.
Okay, but you did not like it.
But I did not like it.
You did not like it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's important to me that you know that you did not like that game.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it. No.
Okay.
There are things about it I like, but yeah, anyway, I don't want to talk in circles.
Yeah. No. I mean, this is how we get to know people that we do not understand. The sit down interview style of the thing. Yeah. What do you think about me and Death Stranding? Do you think I like it? Do you think I dislike it?
Oh man, it's a really good question.
Do you think I'm in denial? Do you think I'm held captive by the game?
I think if I had to guess, right, speaking for you from the outside, I would say you are at like a 7 out of 10 on it right now. I think if you played more, I could see you getting up to an 8. Maybe even like an 8.5 kind of thing. I don't think you'll get to the 9 or 10 that other folks get from it. I just don't think you'll be able to ignore or accept the dumb things about the game, the dumb and arguably bad things about the game that, you just won't find enjoyment in those things. And so I don't think it'll ever hit too high for you. I think there's a ceiling to how high this game can get. I do think it can get higher than where you're at. I think
the floor is unlimited though, which I'm scared about.
I don't think so. I think you've met the floor.
I hope so.
Like you stood on the floor.
I hope I was on the floor. I felt like I was crashed out on the floor.
Yeah, no. You've stood on the floor. And if you kept playing, you'd get higher, but I don't think you'll ever hit this,
So do you think I'm at this moment, do you think I like the game? Because there's thinking a game is good as like it. And for me, those are technically different things.
I don't think you like it. No, actually, no, you don't like it. No, you don't like it. You might find it interesting or good or this or that. Like it? No. If I offered you
sound like the guy from
a game you really like,
Office Space? No. Hell no, man.
Yeah, no.
You get your ass beat for something like that.
If I offered you a game you really like or this, you're taking that other game every time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because you don't like this game.
I think you could I think if you do a versus, you can find games I like less than this game for sure.
Easily. But that doesn't mean that you like this game. Yeah, if I made you time
like a whack versus,
ignoring time, how long it takes. If I said, "Oh, play Starfield or play this," you'd probably play this.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think that means you like it.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, no, that's fair. At this point, it is definitely way too early for me to say I like the game. There are things about the game that I like, but I don't like the game as a whole. I don't think.
Yeah,
not at this moment. I think there's a chance.
I think this is
there's a chance.
South of Midnight, but with a much higher potential.
Yeah, because like there's more to. Because that's the other thing too. That was my beef with you playing South of Midnight. It's just not. And this does not mean the game is inherently bad for this. But it is not a game that evolves. There is no evolution in this game.
Yeah.
Like, and that doesn't mean the game is inherently bad. Like, there are many games that don't evolve. But that's why, like, how long, talk about that, how long to rate. Like, how long do you need to play a game to know if you like it or not? South of Midnight, you don't need to play much. I think if you finish chapter 3 of South of Midnight, that is more than enough to tell if you like the game. I think you can call it earlier, but like finishing chapter 3, it gives you a good, like, you get to see more of the story. You get to see like what the actual combat is like. You get to see what the exploration is like. You get a sense of like, you get like a little kind of pseudo boss battle climactic moment in the game. Like you get all of what the game's going to give you. there will be more of that in different ways. Like, I don't think the game gets stale, but it's not evolving in a way that's significant. There's not going to be oh man, like think of like Breath of the Wild. Oh, when I get the glider, now it's different. Like, there's no you got everything you need almost immediately. So chapter 3 is more than enough to like be like, hey, if you're like not into it, if you're like, is this all it is? And the answer is yes, and you're not like, oh, I'm cool with that. Like, or really, I kind of want. If you want more, leave, because they ain't gonna get more. Death Stranding, at least it does have like shifts to it allegedly that can change things, so maybe it has a chance. But yeah, at the time of recording, I do not like the game. It's too soon to say I dislike it, though. I think there are things about it I dislike, but I don't know that I dislike it as a whole. Basically, I'm exactly where I started, which is a lot of what the game also feels like to play.
That is fair.
I'm actually back where I started, not knowing anything about what I think of this game.
Yeah, and I do think you would like it ultimately, because especially since you know Kojima, like you've played other Kojima games, you enjoyed other Kojima games. Yeah. Even fair to say you like or love other. I don't know how much I
really love Metal Gear Solid 2. Yeah.
Then I think there's definitely. And I
love Snake Eater too, but I barely I was so young when I played Snake Eater that I'm like, did I finish it? I don't know that I finished it. Which I know it's a lot to like put stand-up on 2 games of like, Kojima has many more games than those 2 games. And I know I need to play like 4 and 5. Like people, well,
he wasn't part of 5.
Funnily enough, Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. Funnily enough, people are weird on Phantom Pain. Some people like
it was not Kojima.
Well, sometimes people tell me like I really need to play Phantom Pain, and then some people are like not into it. So I don't really know what's going on with all that. But
I didn't play Phantom. I didn't play 5.
Oh, we should. Did you play 4?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We should probably at some point play 5 together and see what's going on with that.
Sure. I did Ground Zeroes, like the little opening demo kind of thing. But then by the time proper 5, like the full thing came out, I was like, Death Stranding is around the corner. I'm just gonna play that.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think either way, I don't see myself finishing 2 this year. It's just so long. People are saying it's like 100 hours.
I don't see you. I think
like it's just like I'll be lucky if I finish this game. Like I'm not gonna also finish the next. Like it's just too long.
Yes.
I'm charging that game to the game. Someone else can play it. Y'all talk about it on content. In 3 years from now, I'll be like, maybe here are my takes on Death Stranding 2, because I'm not gonna bust my ass to beat that thing.
There is the slight chance, and I will put this out there, that you somehow the stars align and you do play more Death Stranding 1, and somehow more stars align. More stars come from around the galaxy.
Everything that needs to happen happens.
And you're like, oh no, I'm fucking heavy with this. There is the slightest chance that you'll play more Death Stranding 1, finish Death Stranding 1, and then like later this year at some point start a Death Stranding 2, because you're enjoying it. You fuck with the vibe, the vision. Would I bet money on that? No. But I acknowledge that there's a chance that'll happen.
We'll see. We'll have to find out. But yes, this has been our how the love-hate goes when one person loves the game and one person hates the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I'll just end this segment by kind of acknowledging, I don't know, it's not that deep. I think some people I don't think I think in part probably because I'm curious how you feel about this. For me, I feel really confident in like my thoughts on games. Like when I think something's good, I feel like I stand by that. I get it. And usually, like, especially a game like these more, not even mixed games, but like I can see the good and bad in pretty much every game. Like even games I really love, it's like someone says, like Breath of the Wild, for instance, even though I don't really agree with this, but it's like, oh, cool, I get it. Of the like, oh, I don't like the sort of the degree to which it's like a player autonomy game. Like I don't find that interesting. Or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, like I can kind of get that. People don't like the weapons breaking. I can get that. I disagree. Like I think the game is better for the weapons breaking, but like I can see why someone would be like, no, like you can't get invested in a weapon. Yeah, totally. Like whatever. So I think for that reason, I'm not like personally offended when you don't think a game is good, and I don't think, oh, you must like not think I have good like game taste or like something. Like I don't really like the only thing that I get is I get frustrated when you won't admit that you're not liking a game. And also sometimes when you finish it, because I'm like, Isaiah, we already know that you like hate this game. Like, why are you like, it's funny because like people that are critical of me or not fans of me might get like kind of like, I don't want to hear Janet drag this game that I like. And I can kind of get that because like, you like the game. So maybe you don't want to hear people talk shit about it. Imagine if you did a sit with me while I was playing it and like witness it over and over. And you're like, please just play something else, and you're like, no. Like that's That's the only like I wouldn't call it frustration, but like I think there are times where I'm like, Isaiah, you should just piece out of this game. And you're like, no, let's see it through. And I'm like, we already know what's going to happen here. And that's kind of it. But what are your kind of final takeaways of like, what's it like being on the other side of the coin of my ire, whether I know it's ire or not?
I guess I feel a non-toxic pressure to be more vocal about why I choose to play more of some games, given external the external presentation of things, like South of Midnight as an example, where it's like, oh yeah, I could be more vocal about the things that I do enjoy in games like that, or like why I keep going for some of those games, and maybe that'll help.
Because you're sick.
That'll help.
I don't need answers anymore. I have the answers.
And maybe that'll help paint a better picture of my approach.
Yeah, maybe anything is possible, but yeah, that's our role, and we go back and forth, and I honestly, it sounds toxic of me, but it's kind of nice to get to be on the other side, only because like I don't really go to you for game recs, not because I don't like think you have good ideas. It's just that like I am usually playing more games than you. You play you finish more games, and like you play games more aggressively than I do, marathon-y than I do. But I play more stuff, and I know of more games. Like I'm here because of doing the job that I do. So for that reason, I'm not like asking you like what to play very often. But like you're often turning to me and like, what should I play next? And I'm looking and I'm trying to think, okay, like what do I think is good? What have I heard about things? What do I know about your taste? And trying to like do all these calculations and sort of, you're like Chat JBT, it's just like I'm here. So like I don't feel offended when you don't like. I'm not like, oh, he thinks like my taste is bad. Like it doesn't really, because it doesn't really fucking matter. Like I'm trying to find a game that you like. Like it doesn't. Everything else doesn't matter. And when it doesn't work out, I'm like, damn, I failed. And not like in a I'm sad about it way, but like, well, now the work isn't done, right? We still need to find a game you like, and now we might have to wait for you to finish a game you don't like, depending on if you get latched on, you get attached to it. So it's nice to kind of get to be on the other side for a change, just because like I don't normally get to stand here and like you're presenting me a game, and I get to like see if I like it or not. So I at least have that with Death Stranding, and that's kind of fun. And it's cool to get to know like I'm like, yeah, what do you like about this? Like, I don't understand. especially knowing you, I'm like, like if I played Death Stranding and then you said, what do you think? I'd be like, Isaiah, you ain't gonna fucking like this game. Like, so I'm shocked that you like it. So I also, what's exciting to me about playing more of it is I'm like, what does he see here? And I get to see that.
I can't wait for
and
you
be
to
like,
more.
so I don't know. So that's the other thing. That's the other thing that I'm bought in for.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know. It's exciting. So yeah, let us know in the comments on social. What do you think of all this? What's your assessment here from the outside looking in? I'm very curious. Yeah, we'll see. And now for our not game section, Isaiah, what do you have for us today?
So for not games today, we're gonna be having a little fun. We're gonna play a little game.
Even though it's not
yeah. I've seen this format on TikTok, so we're stealing it. Basically, in honor of Bruce, our pet Bruce, who we love and recently did a whole bunch of work trying to save. We are gonna try to play Guess That Character, all pets edition.
Okay.
So I have a list of pets in media, not games. None of some of these people probably showed up in games, but
sure.
These are non-gaming media pets.
Okay.
And they have to be a pet.
Okay.
So, for example, Goofy is unacceptable, but Pluto could be an option.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't use Pluto, but just to give you an idea, right? It needs to be a pet, in-universe pet.
Okay. If Pluto was a stray, would he not count because he's not a pet?
Correct.
Okay.
So these are all pets.
Okay.
The whole goal, though, is that I have a list of characters here. We're going to see how many I can get you to guess, but I have a limited number of words I can use as clues.
Okay.
So I can, let's say no more than 20.
Sure.
We'll see how many characters can I get you to guess using 20 words or less across the whole list.
Okay.
Are you ready? And I randomized these. I came up with these characters and then I randomized the list. So I have no clue how good or bad this is going to be.
Yeah, it's almost like monikers.
A little bit, yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. A little bit like monikers.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Word number... First character. Snail.
Gary.
Yes. All right.
It was fun, Rob.
Yeah. You know, hey, some of these are easier or harder than others.
To give context for people who might not know. Snail after they say Gary. Okay.
All right. Next one. Let's see how this works. Dragon.
Oh, no. Hold on. This is tough because at first I thought the dragon from Shrek, but she's not a pet. She's just like a dragon that exists. So who's a pet dragon? There's the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon, but I don't know his name.
It is.
Can I submit that as a guess without knowing the name?
It's not that.
Okay.
It's not that dragon.
A dragon. Is the Dragon Tales dragon a pet?
I would consider that a pet, but it's not him
either.
It's not that either. I can give you another. I can give you more.
Let me just try to exhaust my dragons a little bit more.
I'll give you one more, and then I'll give you. I have to give another.
I feel like I wasn't really allowed to. You know what? Just give me the clue then. Fine.
Let's go with Dishonor.
I fear I don't know this dragon. Dishonor. Oh, Mushu?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you could get there. Get there. All right, we got 3 words. Oh, this one's gonna be easy. Lasagna.
Garfield.
There you go.
For those who don't know, I love Garfield. I also love lasagna as well, but I don't eat it that often. But yeah, Garfield. I had the you actually, if you listen to every episode, you might know I like Garfield because I mentioned him for our trios when I named the Fat Cat 3-pack.
Yeah.
And I explained to you,
you did,
that I liked Garfield.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Actually, keen listeners will already know that I like Garfield. But if it's your first time, I love Garfield. I read a lot of his books when I was a kid.
Next up,
as if he wrote them.
This is gonna be tough. Sports dog. So I'm burning 2 here.
Okay. Sports dog. Bud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
From Air Bud. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah. This is actually a lot easier than I thought it'd be. Because when you said this, I'm like, here's the thing. Some inside baseball for the show. For some of these ideas, I'm like, I gotta be honest. I don't have a lot. Like, I can't pretend to be like, oh, I'm so excited. Because I'm like, I don't really know what you're gonna do, but I think you're gonna. If you feel like you can do something, let's go.
Yeah.
So I literally, when we pulled up this segment, I had no idea what was gonna happen. I just knew that it'd be pets. I said, cool pets. I put a Squishmallow dog on the wall, and then I said, I'm gonna show up to the show. Okay, go on.
All right. Next up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this is hard. I'm gonna probably have to burn a couple words here. Let's do cat. Let's do potty trained cat.
Oh, Jinxie from
all right.
Meet the Fockers.
Yeah. I don't know how I could have got that in less, but I needed some of those words.
Yeah.
So we're at 9 words so far, according to my count. 5 characters down. So pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good. We're on track. Next up, Big Red.
Clifford.
Boom. Nice. Okay. Had to burn a couple here. This one. Let's do Arabian.
Oh, I know his name. Aladdin's little guy. What's his name? Give me a second. I'm like trying to picture him like talking to him. He'd be like, "No, blah blah blah." Oh fuck! What is it? I can see him, and it's like my favorite. It's like my favorite old Disney movie. Like, oh, is it just? Does it get lonely? It's me and somebody. Me and what the fuck is his name? I know you'd give it to me just because you know who I know what it is, but what is his name? Let me think. The fuck is his name? God damn it. Okay, so it's Aladdin, it's Genie, it's Jasmine. It's what the fuck is this? Is this start with an M? No. God, this is awful. This is the worst day of my life. What is his name? Abu?
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. You got there.
Oh God. I was like, what is this guy's name? Okay.
I think that was 12. So man, this next character. Bison.
A bison.
I can give you another hint if you want to.
I want to wait for a second, but I fear you might need to give me another one. A bison. How can they even be a pet? Pet bison.
I feel like folks playing along are like screaming it right now.
A pet bison?
I thought bison was gonna be
A
enough.
bison?
A
bison. You have to give me another hint.
flying.
Do I know this property?
You absolutely know this.
A flying bison. Yeah, fucking Avatar. What's his name? Give me a second. He went missing. They took him. They made him go in the circus. Appa.
There we go.
I forgot that he was a bison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he's got
man.
all those legs. So I don't think bison when I think of Appa, I guess. But yeah, you're right. Flying bison. That's
All
what it is.
right. I will say I do think we are. We need to get some 1-in-1s for the
Yeah,
rest
like
of this,
what's
right?
the name of that game? We would do that. There's like a board game that's very known that people, you have to have them guess the words.
Oh,
and
guess who?
No,
Oh.
no, the popular one. I'm just forgetting the name of it all of a sudden.
The little assassin one. But it's not assassin.
Yeah, it also has a digital version too. Name.
And I really like that
categories,
game.
Yeah, everyone likes it. It's
What
like
is
such a popular
game?
game. What the fuck is it called? We have it too.
It'll come back. It'll come back to
That's
me.
actually scary.
All right. Next character.
Yeah.
Man, this is Canary.
Tweety.
Yes, I was not sure you'd get that.
Game where you have to.
Hell
I'm still looking for that
yeah.
game where you have to guess words with hints. No, it's not context. What the hell is this game? Word game, board game.
It is
Code names.
Code names. Yes,
There we
you
go. Jeez. Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Next one. Owl.
He's a pet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the fucking one from Harry Potter. What's his name though? His name is what my first thought? My first thought was Gregory. That's not his name.
Gregory the Owl.
Then my second thought was Hagrid, which is not right. That's the groundskeeper. What is his name? His name is like, oh my god, like it's so insane. What the fuck's his owl's name? What is his owl's
I
name?
know you got it. I know you got it.
I can see him in the movie.
Yeah.
Um,
The synapses in your brain are firing, trying to connect.
does it start with an H? No, right?
We can burn.
No, I don't want. I don't want that. I
if
don't want
you-
that. What's his name? Something the owl. Oh my god, it's so and so. He's hurt. It's the wing on the side. Oh my god, he's been shot.
We can come back too.
The fuck is the name of the owl? Just give me like a few the owl. Ooh.
Who is the owl?
Fuck. Yeah, come back to it. I don't know.
All right. Next up.
I don't know. I don't know. I watched a lot of those movies, but
let's do. What do I want to say for this? This is tough. I might have to jump around here to try and optimize things. Let's do clues.
sure.
No, the hint is clues.
Oh, the clues. Okay. Blues Clues.
yes.
The dog. Blue. Is his name Blue or Blues?
Blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Blues Clues.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Oh shit.
We're still doing well.
Who's that stupid owl?
Let's do. I have four words left.
Okay.
And we have 4 characters left. So it's like
Okay.
I think I have, according to my count.
How's that possible? I guess did you have less characters than words, son?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead.
Let's do experiment.
My first thought was Powerpuff Girls, but I don't think it's that. Because Mojo Jojo wasn't a pet, he was an enemy. He was a monkey man. Experiment. Cat dog? No, because
No,
they weren't
not
experimenting
cat
on.
dog.
That was nature taking its course, I guess. Experiment. Oh, Stitch.
Boom. Got it. There you go. right. I already gave you owl.
What is the fuck
we're
that owl's
sitting on
name?
that one.
Is the owl a twofer?
I think I can give you another word in post. I'll make sure I'm counting right.
Sure.
But I think right now we're at 17 words. We have 3 characters left.
Okay.
Let's do.
I wish I knew this owl.
This is a really tough one because I don't want to burn 2 words, but I might need to. All right, let's do. Superhero.
Yeah, I think it's one word.
It's one word.
I
Okay.
think so. Let me check if it is. Well, maybe you should check because I don't want to.
I think it's what kind of is one word.
Okay, superhero. A pet that's a superhero.
I'm gonna have to burn a second one for sure.
Okay, like, do you want to do that already?
No, I guess try
Okay.
it. Just
a pet who is a
Take some stabs in the
superhero, or
dark.
maybe it's a superhero's pet. My first thought was that movie, The Secret Life of Pets, but those pets weren't heroes. They were just doing stuff. Is there a pet that is a hero? I guess is the question. Oh my God, you saved the day, and I'm looking at a pet. I don't think so. I don't think so. But do some superheroes have pets? Superman doesn't have a pet. Batman doesn't have a pet.
I also don't know if I have to imagine you know this character. I have to imagine you know all these characters,
Okay.
else I wouldn't have pulled them. But this is a tougher
Spider-Man
one.
doesn't have a pet. I don't think I have this.
All right, we're just gonna be burning some. Let's do bananas.
This is still for the superhero
This
one?
is still for the superhero.
Superhero and bananas? And it's a pet? Is this obvious in hindsight?
I think this is just hard.
Banana
This is a
superhero.
hard character to get you to.
Oh, man. Is this Minions related?
No,
Okay.
no.
Banana superhero. King Kong's not a pet.
King Kong is not a pet. As you could maybe argue, he was
No, he's not.
captured. If he's a pet.
Banana superhero pet. Banana superhero pet. I don't think I have this.
I'll augment. What if we do secret superhero?
Every superhero is a secret superhero.
Sure,
Almost
but
all of them.
contextually, it's a secret superhero.
Do the Incredibles have like a pet?
No.
I don't have this. I fear I don't know who this is.
Maybe you don't. I would have sworn you did. But
I'm trying to think who
there's
this
a chance
owl
you
is
don't.
too. What the fuck is his name? This owl.
What is the name of this owl?
For some reason, I want to say Gregory again. Everyone's saying Gregory.
I can tell you, it's not Gregory.
What would he name this owl? Did he even name the owl?
He did name the owl.
I'm gonna call you Minnie McGee. I'm gonna call you. I just keep thinking of like Hagrid. That's not his name.
I'll give you that. That's close.
Fuck, and he was such a big deal too. Everyone gave a fuck about that owl. I don't got it.
All right, and then final one. You don't get. You didn't get the superhero.
The superhero banana pet. The secret superhero banana pet. No.
Yeah. You didn't get owl.
No, I didn't get the owl.
Final one. Let's do. God, this would be. I feel like too big of a giveaway. Nice pool.
Nice poodle.
Nice pool.
Nice pool. Does Deadpool have like a pet? Dog pool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that existed. I just said dog pool and hoped that
Really?
it would. Yes. Is that ugly dog that he gets in the second movie? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know we watched the movie.
We did
I
watch it,
figured,
yeah,
maybe
okay,
you should
cool.
remember the little derpy one.
I think that's cheating though, because you use the name in the in the thing.
You could argue that for sure.
Yeah, you cheated on that. What's the name of this fucking owl?
Hedwig.
No, I was never gonna fucking get that. I don't remember his
name.
name.
He had Hagrid, so I thought like, oh, if you say it enough, maybe you'll get to the real name.
What's the name? So what's this banana dog or whatever? Banana.
He's not a banana dog.
Secret banana.
Is a secret superhero who likes bananas. Monkey.
Who is this?
Dexter's Lab. You know, little monkey.
I don't remember
superhero. Him. Really?
Yeah, remember? I don't like Dexter's Lab. You like Dexter's Lab.
You don't like Dexter's Lab?
No, it's annoying.
When did this come up? Yeah, I thought you get out of my laboratory.
I probably watched a good amount of it, but I wasn't in love with it.
Crazy. All right, well, so
maybe I will say, hey, you know, Edwin listens to the show. My brother Edwin. Maybe he's like, oh no, you watched a lot of it. I think I found him annoying. If I didn't, as an adult, I find that show annoying.
that is fair.
Conceptually, yeah. No, I don't remember that him having a pet. Let me look this up. Dexter's Lab monkey.
Yeah, monkey. He's a secret monkey. He was a
He's
no
evil,
monkey,
right?
No, he was good. He was a hero.
He was, yeah. Was he his pet?
Yeah, he was his pet in his lab. And every so often he'd break out to go save the world and then come back.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, that's cute of him. No, I don't. I was never into that. I don't like. I remember like looking at it now. I'm like, yeah, I did see him actually. But at the time, no, I didn't.
It's a hard one.
I was never gonna get that. I just didn't. I was never gonna get that. You could have said Dexter's Lab, and I still would have said I would have had nothing.
I felt that would have been a giveaway.
Yeah, that would have been cheating. Yeah, for sure. But like, that's how much I don't know this monkey.
Sure, that's fair. Well, we fell apart a little bit at the end there, but for the vast majority of these characters, we were locked in.
Thank you for the hints.
We had it.
I did better than I thought I would because I don't know things. So I'm
yeah,
surprised.
no, you're good. You're good.
Like I also don't know fucking Quackor.
The duck?
Yeah, I don't know him.
Really?
No, I don't remember him. I guess he's the enemy of the fucking monkey. I don't remember this shit. Like the butt. Oh. Because it's like, yeah, the Justice Friends. I don't know any of them.
I think, right?
I have no idea. I'm
he
just
was,
saying when
Mandark's.
When I looked up, see you're deep in this fucking Dexter's Lab. You're in the lab.
Oh
I'm not in the lab like that.
So funny. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, there you have it, folks. I guess you have to let us know if you played along. How well did you do? And hopefully, for the audio listeners, my count wasn't too far off. I'm sure I might have been one off. We'll edit it for sure.
Dexter's Lab.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought you played Dexter's Lab or watched Dexter's Lab, and
I did, but I guess I didn't. Not enough.
Pay
I guess.
attention
No, and again, maybe as a kid I did like Dexter's Lab, but when I think of Dexter's Lab, I don't have fond thoughts. I'm
That's
not
crazy.
like, oh yeah, it was great. Like,
yeah, Dexter's Lab is great. It's crazy. Anyways,
it's just like he's a grating character.
All right, well, you got Gary, you got Mushu, Garfield, Bud, Jinx the cat, Clifford the big red dog, Abu, Appa, Tweety, Blue from Blue's Clues, and Stitch with an asterisk on Dogpool. No on Hedwig and no on Monkey. Yeah. That's not too bad. Not too bad.
The Hedwig really like must have been, but when you said the name, I'm like, I literally could never remember. I could not remember that.
I fair.
But it's a very known character. I just like I looked in my mind and I didn't see. I just keep seeing Gregory. Everyone's named Gregory in my mind. I don't know why.
Oh man.
Those are that was what do you call this game, Isaiah?
Just guess the character. You know, a little fun round to guess the character.
That was guess that character.
Yeah, we wanted to do. We might figure out some other formats. I enjoy these games.
I like these games too.
I think
and I like how much you like them. Also, it's fun.
No, it's always fun.
It's infectious.
I think people enjoy. I have to imagine people enjoy playing along. You know, watching or listening and to the show. So gives people a nice little break up. And a lot of our past episodes have been a little bit longer. So this is a nice, shorter, fun little round thing that we can do.
It was good. Yeah.
So yeah, let us know if you liked it in the comments.
All right, and that brings us to poll of the show. As always, there is a poll of the show at gamesandnotgames.com/poll. Last week, we asked for our games question, what would be your game of the year so far for 2025? And the responses were majority, let me make sure I'm getting this right, majority Claire Obscure / Blueprints were, I think, the front runners.
They're both tied for number one. A little over 25% each.
And then it's anyone's game for third place. We got Wanderstop, Avowed, Lost Records, Citizen Sleeper, Bionic Bay, which by the way on Bionic Bay, I think I briefly told you about this game via Patrick at Remap, who was like, yeah, I mean it's cool, but like I think you like these games, Shanna. You should probably play it, but you don't gotta drop everything you're doing and play it. And then he beat it, and he's like, it really starts cooking.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, he says it's really good.
The game? Is it a me game? Should I try it?
Probably, maybe. How much do you like Limbo and Inside and stuff?
I like those. Yeah.
Do you enjoy like puzzle platformers?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably should play it then. It's a puzzle platformer. It's like at least that's its main thing. It doesn't have like any story or anything. It's barely got any story like at all.
Gotcha.
But he just basically said the mechanics get like really interesting. And at the time when he first talked to me about it, it was more like, yeah, this is fun because these are always fun when they're done pretty well, and this one's done pretty well. And then I guess it kind of elevates to him a bit. So yeah, definitely. And that game was very hyped, so I was kind of like not surprised when he said it wasn't like fire, but I'm like, that makes sense. You know, people always gassing things up. And then I'm like, oh no, like he said this is true, actually. Never mind. Monster Hunter Wilds also got a little love there as well in the poll. And then for our not games, we had what's your favorite genre of anime? Isaiah, you take this one away.
No.
Who knows what I'm looking at here?
The winner for sure is Shonen. Again, also a little over 25% of folks are liking the Naruto, DBZ, Bleach, One Piece kind of geared towards teenage boy adventures. But we all know they're much more than that. DBZ alone is like, I don't know, a cultural phenomena. So it doesn't surprise me that that's number one. But then past that, a lot of little bit of everything. We got some shoujo, some isekai love, some slice of life, some the sports anime. People I know also recommended we watch a couple sports animes. Left some comments on that.
Someone said whatever Ghost in the Shell would be. That's really funny.
Yeah. Which I think would be like I don't know, political thriller, something like that. You know, it wouldn't be action, even though it does kind of has some. It's more like espionage kind of thing to it. So a lot of good options there. And then also some write-ins.
Yeah, we had some write-ins. Things. Anime suggestion, we had the Dungeon Meshi / Delicious in Dungeon. I did start it.
Yeah.
It's another like lukewarm start for me on Delicious in Dungeon. I guess I should finish it or at least continue with it and see if it like which way it goes.
Sure.
I'm like, this is fine. It's cute. It's fun. But I'm not like feeling it. But the same thing happened with Furin though, and then I ended up loving Furin. So maybe this could be another one of those. Like nothing about it was bad, but I wasn't like, I feel very neutral on it. And I just feel like it's hard for me to be like revved up about something that's kind of like, well, it's fine. Like, you know. But yeah, I know a lot of people do recommend that one. And you read the manga of that, right?
Yeah. I started only got,
just like the first
I think
volume.
we were in Chicago, was it, right? Yeah, when we dropped by this really cool sort of anime manga store. What was it? It was
Goblin Market.
Goblin Market, yeah.
Such a good name.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah, it was cute. I liked it.
I saw they had volume 1. So I was like, you know what? I'll pick this up. Yeah, I heard good things about it. So I want to read more of it. I haven't read a manga in a while, so I would love to have this as like the one that I'm reading and following kind of thing. Mostly I just watch anime. So, we'll see.
Then someone also wrote and said, I cook and I like to make food for people. So I have to guess what people will like based on what I know about them and food. People are often too polite and won't say they don't like something. So I'll end up making it for them 2 or 3 times before they finally say, I never really actually like this that much.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
Yeah, that is tough.
It's literally Janet with me in games. Except I tell you, I guess.
Yeah, no, I know
more
that
often
you don't.
than not. But it's you constantly making me something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wish it tasted better.
Yeah, you do say I wish this game was better a lot. And then we got some well wishes for Bruce. So glad to hear Bruce is doing okay. All the best. Wishing Bruce the best in speedy recovery. And I'm glad your little pet buddy's okay. Our little buddy. And then we also have do you know Claire Obscure highlights the main path with lights? We do. Someone did point out in chat when I was streaming it for the first time. I will say, unfortunately, there's no way of telling what direction the lights are going in. So like it works unless you mess it up and then it doesn't work. And I do think that kind of only applies to like that area and like 2 other areas. Like it doesn't come up as often as you might think. The lights thing. Also just on Claire Obscure criticism, but to be more specific about like, what about like the level design isn't good or what about it? I saw someone point out like just like online that too often in these like kind of dungeony areas, the camera's very zoomed in. It's just like hard to like get a sense of where you are. And I agree with that. Like you'll be like in the pitch black and it's like a close over the shoulder camera and everything looks identical when you like 360 around. I think that also adds to some of the confusion. We also have I've suddenly come down with a rough case of Nintendo Switch 2 yearning. Wish me luck over the next few weeks. Well, hopefully you're one of Nintendo's chosen soldiers. Though I'm guessing maybe not if you email. I think those emails maybe went out hopefully before you wrote in. But yeah, that might be a little tough.
Yeah.
Might be a little rough, might be a little tough. But there is a chance. And I do think, you know, I don't know your situation, but if you're in like game discords and stuff, sometimes people have extra pre-orders, so definitely ask your buddies who maybe also signed up. A lot of people are arguing that Nintendo pre-order already had a pre-order, so like maybe you could find something there. Best of luck to you. But yeah, that was last week's poll of the show, and this week we'll be asking, have you ever hate finished a game, and if so, what game? And then asking about your favorite pets in media. Which, Isaiah, what's your favorite pet in media? Or one of them?
One of them, honestly, Courage is pretty good.
Courage is really good.
He is both an incredible pet. He's a terrible dog, but a great pet. Like he loves his owners. He takes care of Muriel so well.
I put that on the other day.
This is a cat ass dog for sure.
Yeah.
This man's scared of everything.
Well, everything's scary though. Like he's actually not scared of everything. Here's the thing.
He is adequately
we need like
responding.
the courage. Yes, the courage to the cast. Like this is an appropriate response. He's out here fucking seeing shadow demons, and then there was that evil duck that came in. I started watching it on Max, which is now known as HBO Max again. So if you never changed over,
did they
you don't
do
have
the switch
to.
finally?
I don't know if
they're
they've
switching.
I don't know if they've executed it, but
they're so dumb.
Decided to get on that early.
Yeah.
My favorite pet in media is probably, I don't know. I have to think about it more. I sprung this on you, but now it re-sprung onto me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There were lists when I was looking online and people were saying like, "Oh, Pokemon are pets and stuff," and I was like,
No.
"I don't think Pokemon are pets.
They're not pets.
They're pet like there are Pokemon who are pets.
Yeah.
But like Pikachu, I wouldn't say is Ash's pet. It's his
not
like
really.
battle partner.
I think
like,
Pikachu is his pet the way a hot dog is a sandwich, which is you're kind of an asshole for mentioning it. So I guess you're technically right, which is the worst kind of right to be. So it's like I don't think you want to hang your hat on that.
When I think pet,
know.
I don't think Pokemon.
What you know me? What is my favorite pet in media?
Oh man, for you, I don't know. Are any of the cutesy like? Who are the I was gonna say Cabbage Patch Kids. They're not Cabbage Patch Kids. They're like those.
I didn't like those guys.
Like Hello Kitty. Like, is Hello Kitty someone's pet or something like?
Nah, I don't like Hello Kitty
Friends,
either.
Ryan the Lion.
You don't know me at all. Okay, I like Ryan the Lion.
Anyone, you know?
No, I don't know. Favorite pet in media. I feel like there are. I'd have to think about it more. I'm sure there's like an animal who's down. I think is cool, but I don't know if it's my favorite. Like the pet from the dog in that Will Smith movie, like iRobot. Was it iRobot? Had a dog?
No. I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. So I.
Yeah.
That dog's pretty dope. But I don't know if he's my favorite, but he was really cool.
He was pretty cool.
He was really cool. The I'm Legend dog is pretty cool. So I'll throw that in there until I can think of something else. Don't spoil the movie, Isaiah, if you haven't watched it. Okay.
Yeah, you haven't watched this 2008.
Okay, well, guess what? You haven't seen Minority Report yet, so sometimes it takes a while.
I'm not gonna be mad if someone spoils.
Well, I will be mad because I want him to watch it still. That's not what you don't even know what it's about.
It is up here.
Shut up, Isaiah.
Canon.
Anyway, that's it for this week. Then you can send your questions and topics to the email inbox@gamesandnotgames.com. You can follow the podcast version of the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. If you enjoy the show, be sure to give us that 5-star rating.
5 stars.
Cinco de Mentes.
And if you're an audio listener, remember that you can get the video version over on YouTube at Games and Not Games. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like and leave a comment, as it helps us get the show in front of more people. You can also follow us on social media. We're pretty much everywhere at Games and Not Games, but mainly that's BlueSKy, and hopefully Twitch some more in the future. And until next time, gang.
Gang.
Peace.